solar eclipse darkened the sky, but the Orioles' hopes for making the postseason remain optimistic. The O's welcome in the Oakland Athletics for a 3-game series, continuing their playoff push. Special glasses not needed. We've got you covered on Masson. It's the Orioles on Masson on a lovely night for baseball at Camden Yards. The Orioles homestand continues. It's the opening game of a 3-game series with the Oakland Athletics. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter, and as the Athletics come to town, the Orioles are still very much alive in the playoff chase in the American League. They are 4 games back of the number 2 spot in the wild card race, but they really need to turn things around, win games, and win series. The Orioles have gone 5 consecutive series without winning a series, and they've now gone 12 consecutive games without winning back-to-back games. So how do you get on a roll? Well, the starting pitchers need to get more consistent. As they've shown earlier this year, they can. If they get on a roll, the Orioles get on a roll. Let's go back to the 11-game span, July 29th until August the 8th. The Orioles pitchers went 6-2, the starters did, and they had the best ERA in the American League in that span, 2.24, the most wins, the most innings pitched, and they were near the bottom in home runs allowed. However, over the last 11 games beginning on August the 9th, 12th in record, the ERA is the highest. They are tied for 8th in wins. Innings pitched, they are 10th, and they have allowed the most home runs since August the 9th, 18 home runs. Of course, the Angels had home run derby here over the weekend. So, Mike Bordick, when you look at it, it's not unfair to say this staff is capable. They've done it. This is a team that got off to a 22-10 start, and just a couple of weeks ago, they were on a tear. So the question is, how did they get back to that?
That is the question, right? I mean, it's inconsistency, and that has been the key to the Orioles' success and lack of success all season long. Now, we've been kind of hoping, putting our hopes, I guess, on the rotation to bounce back. And yeah, they got on that nice little run the end of July, working into that first week in August, but it disappears again. And we have seen this time and time again. And it's not just the pitching; it happens with the offense too. So you know, there's blame for everybody. But I think what's going to happen here is the Orioles just need to kind of relax. They just need to take a step back and say, let's just play our brand of baseball. And I think the nucleus of this team really knows what that means. And that is just turn the page, move on to the next day, play your best brand of baseball, and see what happens. And when they do that, I think you're going to see a better brand. You know, it's borderline right now whether this team's got enough to make it to the postseason. And it might be just that fact that, hey, the question mark's there. Maybe they don't have enough, maybe they do, but just relaxing might get them over the hump and make a nice little push at the end. But the consistency with the rotation is the key.
Well, to get on a roll, you need to win the first one. The O's will try to do that tonight. It's the Orioles in athletics. Hey, let's arm wrestle. We're coming back to Camden Yards. Lineups and first pitch are next. Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Well, a thunderstorm, pretty good one, went through here during batting practice, and it has really cleared out very nicely. Our BGE Home game time temperature. BGE Home is Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? 78 degrees. Just a slight breeze out of the southeast. The humidity, however, is still way up there at 90% under partly cloudy or mostly sunny skies, depending on your perspective. Let's get a look at the Athletics lineup that will face Wade Miley tonight. Rajai Davis, Marcus Semien, and Jed Lowry, with Chris Davis in the cleanup spot. Then Ryan Healy, Chad Pinder, Matt Chapman, the youngster, 22 extra base hits since the All-Star break, most of any rookie in the American League. Dustin Garneau, new to the team, will catch. And Boog Powell, not that Boog Powell, but Boog Powell, will be in center field for the Athletics batting ninth.
And let's take a look at Wade Miley's pitch arsenal this season. Yeah, he's got all four and then some. But I'll tell you what, the slider is going to be the big pitch for Wade Miley. Loves to pound the right-handers inside, but he's got to prove he can throw it for a strike and then work that inside corner. He can morph it into more of a cutter and get some broken bats if he has to. Had a gem against the A's in his last outing. 7 strong innings, just the 3 hits, no earned runs. Looking to continue that again tonight. See the opponent average at 282. Lefties just 195. Completely containing them. The opponents have hit 18 home runs. The key is get this righty loaded lineup out.
And we have a rematch of a game between the Athletics and the Orioles on August 10th, because Wade Miley, who won that game, faced Chris Smith, who starts for Oakland tonight, who lost that game. So each pitcher, Miley trying to keep it going what he did that game, and Smith trying to turn the fortunes to keep the ball in the ballpark.
Exactly. See if anybody changes the game plan.
Rajai Davis, first ball swinging. And Beckham gets him across. So there you go. 1 pitch, 1 down.
You like to see that. Pitching that early soft contact. Take a look at the rest of the Oriole defense behind Miley. Mancini, Jones, and Smith will roam the outfield here at Camden. Beckham and Scope up the middle. Machado and Davis on the corners. And Castillo getting the start tonight.
And here is Marcus Semien. Comes in at 253, and his bat's been coming around. 14 hits in his last 11 games. One of the young players that the Athletics are building around. And they are in full rebuild mode. They're hoping by the end of the season, Bob Melvin and the organization to be able to announce plans for a new stadium in the East Bay. And that will take a few years to build, depending on where they put it. You played there, so you know the area very well. There are 3 possibilities: Jack London Square, downtown Oakland, and where the Coliseum now sits. They would build a new stadium in a parking lot and then knock down the Coliseum.
Yeah, hey, that seems like the most sensible plan, but I like it down by the water, down by Jack London Square. Maybe the Giants Park and the A's Park can kind of face off with each other.
Yeah, apparently the Jack London project would be the most involved, because being so close to the water would have to be built differently, and of course the environmental issues would have to be taken care of, as Scope gets it the first to get Semien and 2 down.
A couple nice pitches right there to get some weak ground balls. Wade Miley and his numbers, career numbers versus the A's, just a 1.33 earned run average. We talked about his last outing, 7 strong innings with no earned runs. And this is, you know, four starts, not a big sample size, but he's eaten up 27 innings. So he's getting deep into every one of those outings. So a lot of confidence rolling right now for Wade Miley against the A's.
Jed Lowry takes ball 1. Lowry, one of the full veterans still left in the Oakland organization. He is 33 years old.
Having a monster year, career year. Second in the American League in doubles.
He's had an interesting career. He was drafted by the Red Sox, first-round pick back in 2005. He played at Stanford. And he's been with the Athletics twice, and he's been with the Astros twice. So each, the Astros and the Athletics, they like what he brings to the team. The fact that he can give you a good defensive effort, and the fact that he knows how to put the ball in play.
Yeah, switch hitter. That always adds to the value of a player.
There's a chopper foul.
And he must have the good makeup as well as a veteran player. Now he's surrounded by a lot of younger players here that the A's are trying to build up. They better have some quality veterans around them, kind of lead the way. show them the right direction to go.
Very close pitch. And Lowry gets the call, so the count goes full.
A nice try right there. Wade Miley is exceptional at pounding that inside corner. At times, though, it's a little too fine. You see that just misses in there and works the count. Typically 3-2. Seems like multiple times a night.
Shallow right field. That's playable for Smith. Seth is there, and Wade Miley has a 3-up, 3-down inning. Good start for the left-hander. We head to the bottom of the first. Oakland nothing, and here come the Birds. Those are regulation glasses. I want to burn those eyes. Orioles lineup brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Beckham, Machado, and Scope with Adam Jones in the cleanup spot. He's swinging a bat, very consistent bat in the month of August. Mancini, Davis, and Trumbo. Castillo will catch, and Smith in right field bats ninth.
And let's take a look at Chris Smith's pitch arsenal. You got four-seam fastball to change, but the knuckle curve can really slow a team down. Everything really slow. The fastball doesn't top 89 miles an hour, but that curveball 74 to 79 miles an hour has a pretty good finish. One of his put-away pitches. Look for him to go to that when he gets ahead. See the numbers on the year: 5.26 earned run average. And giving up 9 home runs, 4 of them in his last start against the O's.
So the veteran right-hander deals to Beckham and misses low. Tim's bat cooled off over the weekend against the Angels. He went just 3 for 14, which is kind of unfair because he's been on such a roll. He's base hits in 17 of the 19 games he's played.
Yeah, bound to come down just a little bit. Yeah, it's been a torrid pace he's been setting. He's putting the Oriole uniform on. Spark plug at the top of this lineup. I wonder where they'd be without him. Yeah, Manny picking up the pace.
Rolls over on that one, but pulls it foul, so 2-1. Chris Smith is a real good story. 36 years old, out of California. He pitched in college at Cal Riverside, and he was drafted, Mike, by the Red Sox, 4th round, 2002. That's how long ago he began his pro career. Now at the age of 36, he has found the home of the Athletics. And a changeup for a strike. Now he made his major league debut June the 21st of 2008, a relief appearance for the Red Sox against the Cardinals in interleague ball. And his only major league win came in his very next appearance. It was his second big league appearance, June 24th of 2008. As Beckham fights it off to stay alive. He came on in relief for the Red Sox and pitched a scoreless inning. Boston scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 8th. In fact, he pitched 2 scoreless innings. He pitched the 7th and the 8th. Boston scored 4 runs, beat Arizona 5-4. The Diamondbacks manager that year was Bob Melvin, who's now his manager in Oakland. How about that? So Smith has come full cycle with Melvin, got his only major league win against Melvin, and now he's trying to win games for Melvin.
There you go. He'll get his next win, right? He has not won since. Nasty breaking ball right there.
Beckham down on strikes and one away.
I'll take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast here. A couple of change-ups. He follows it up with the slow hook, catching the inside corner. You see the knuckle curve? And index finger getting that knuckle on top. Middle finger grabbing a seam. And it's a little more bite there on the end. Freezing Beckham.
So here is the American League Player of the Week, Manny Machado, who comes in with that batting average up to 266. And you see his current hitting streak, which is now 9 games, batting .425 during the streak. And he'll take ball 1. Well, the dynamic duo, Scope and Machado, they bat 2 and 3 in the lineup, and they both are having big years.
Yeah, how about it? Well, Jonathan Scope has been consistent all season long and pretty impressive numbers. Manny's been coming on strong, but believe it or not, he's about to pass some of his career high numbers, and I find that pretty impressive. Now, Jonathan Scope's name starting to come up in the MVP. You know, see the 26 home runs, hitting over 300, then tops in RBIs with the 88 all season long. Top of that regard, but Manny's had to work his way back, and it's going to be pretty exciting to watch these two compete against each other. Those big numbers down the stretch.
Pops this one up to second. Lowry's there. He's got it for the out, and 2 quick outs for Chris Smith.
And took a look at the A's defense behind Smith, Davis, Powell, and Pinder roaming the outfield. Seaman and Lowry turning 2 up the middle. Chapman and Healy on the corners, and Garneau doing the catching.
The 2 down. Here's Scope. He is 0 for 5 in limited appearances against Smith. A little bit off speed pitch, hard to time, 78.
So slow, so slow. If you don't have your sights set up the middle, not thinking about driving every ball right back through and try to hit second base, you're going to have some problems. He just slows you down, helps that fastball play up, but you're not going to see it get over 89 miles an hour. So even if you get beat, you're just thinking sights to the middle of the field, you're going to drive the ball to right. Take a look at the highest exit velocity on fastballs, and Smith not topping up 89, but it comes off hot when he throws it for a strike. 93.2 miles an hour off the bat. And of course, the Orioles went off hot in that last game. 4 home runs they picked up against Smith.
Machado at his place at the end of the bench, watching his good friend bat. All 3 outside, so a 3-2 count. Jonathan has a 2-game hitting streak going, and in his last 9 games batting at a .351 clip. 2 outs, nobody on. Athletics went 3 up, 3 down, top half of the first. And there goes Scope, and the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom half of the first. Pitchers in charge early on, no score.
A's and the O's this season tied at 2, and I'll tell you what, the Orioles had a chance to sweep the A's and back when they went out to Oakland. And unfortunately, there were some bullpen mishaps at the end and led to a couple victories by the A's. This series is almost a must sweep. But take a look at the numbers here. And the Orioles very productive offensively. Did some serious damage, averaging 6.5 runs per game, hitting .333, .341 with runners in scoring position. And there you see the bullpen is where the games were won and lost. The Orioles got a couple good starts as well out there in Oakland. They're going to need that here against the A's in this 3-game set.
The Athletics, Chris Davis takes ball 1. Healy and Pinder will follow. Now, as you look at those numbers, Chris Davis, .236 hitter, but he can hurt you with the power. Tied for 4th with those 33 home runs, and he is 4th in RBIs with 86. And you look over his last 12 games, Mike, he's batting just .222, but he has 5 home runs and 13 RBIs in those 12 games.
Yeah, definitely a dangerous hitter.
In the shift, Davis has it. Miley's got to get there. At a good feed, he falls down, but he tagged the base. Outstanding presence of mind by Miley to get that done.
You just has to have whatever he tripped over removed. He pointed back. Nice play by Chris Davis, of course responsible for the whole right side of the infield with the big shift on against Chris with a K Davis. He chops one to the right side. A nice play by Chris. You got to have a little touch there. Miley getting the feet tangled up, but the good concentration here with the glove. No one on his way down. I better touch this base. How about snapping the head around and landing on first base with a force?
Yeah, he can look all he wants on the ground. There's nothing there.
Nothing was there.
He did that to himself.
Hey, you get a little smile from Buck on that.
Well, a good enough athlete to still get the out. And he enjoyed it. Here's Ryan Healy, who's playing at first base. And he'll take a strike.
Take a good wait. Yeah, see? Something jumped up and tripped him. Yeah, maybe Manny and Scope put something out there. He tripped over it.
Breaking ball low. Healy swinging a hot bat, .375 over his last 12 games. And the Athletics are very much into the analytics. And Bob Melvin platoons quite a bit. In fact, in this lineup tonight against Miley, there's only one left-handed batter. And if you look at Miley's splits, you can see why Bob Melvin would do that. Miley is just almost unhittable, the left-handed batters. They're hitting .195 against him.
Yeah, so trying to stack it with the righties and hope they can run into a couple. Right now, Miley's pretty sharp on that inside corner, especially that last pitch. Saw the good movement riding in under the hands. Starts it as a strike, and that's what he has to do. Works inside off the plate. Keep making pitches like that. Hitters get a little jumpy in there. They try to clear you out. That's when Miley takes advantage.
Well, 2-2, 1 out, nobody on. Beckham knocks it down, can't find it. That'll be a base hit. Oh, the quick hands to knock it down, and then he couldn't find it. It popped out of his glove and it went straight down.
Now Bullet off the bat here. This ball is smoked. Take a look at Beckham though, getting in a good position. The glove down in a good position, but it hit and did not hit clean. And he looked up expecting it to bounce out, but it stayed down. 107 miles an hour off the bat. He goes to look for the ball. Right down at his feet.
Now Ryan Healy stays hot. He becomes the game's first base runner. And here is Chad Pinder, another of the young players. Be careful over there. Just got back. Miley has one of the best pickoff moves in the league.
Yeah, nice try. Real nice try. See him pick that knee up. The high knee kick kind of lulls a base runner to sleep, and then he's got the excellent move. That step that borderline balk, but we haven't seen it called. And he's mastered it as far as the deception on the pickoff.
Ball one to Chad Pinder, who has come home in a sense. He's from Virginia and played in college at Virginia Tech. Athletics drafted him second round 2013. So I'm sure some family and friends made the drive up from Virginia. little bit low. 2-0. Good eye.
Yeah, real good take right there.
And they're just 25 years old. Made his big league debut last year. All these games from here on out are huge for the Orioles. They are only 4 out of a wild card spot. However, they've dropped 8 of their last 12, and as a result now, Mike, there are 7 teams ahead of the Orioles in the wild card race. So that's why they need to really start mounting some winning streaks.
Well, I guess the unfortunate beauty right now of this wild card race is that nobody's really pulling away. You know, there have been inconsistencies throughout, and you kind of expect some other teams to falter like the Orioles have the last week and a half. They'll drop down, and I believe that the Orioles are going to make another nice run. And it's a matter, like we talked about in the open, can the starting pitchers sustain a run? It's good to get on one for about a week, 10 days, but how about try for 2 weeks and beyond? And when you have those sustained runs, that's when the offense will start picking it up a little bit more, and they'll help the starting rotation come through with some big wins like Manny Machado did that opening night of the Angels series with a big grand slam.
And they've gone 5 consecutive series without winning a series. The best they've been able to do is splits. They split 4 with the Tigers, and they split 4 with these Athletics on the last road trip. And there's a walk. Well, the pitch just missed inside after the infield hit a walk, so 2 on with 1 down. Now the Orioles are continuing the series with Oakland tomorrow night, and game time at 7:05. Then on Wednesday, you can enjoy an afternoon matinee with your family and friends. Come on out at 3:05. Now tickets start as low as $15, so get your tickets online at Orioles.com or just call 888-848-BIRD. Here's Matt Chapman. He's batting average down to .223. He is 8 for his last 40. Miley misses outside, 1-0.
Chapman, another one of these players, though, young players they talk so highly of as far as his talent defensively. It's through the roof. Just exceptional athlete over at third base.
Another pitch misses.
Boy, showing some patience on some borderline pitches, his young athletic lineup.
Wade Miley loves to nibble. He loves those corners. Athletics with 2 on and only 1 down in this scoreless game. Another one low, ball 3. Our StatCast powered by AWS. Healy is the lead runner, Pinder the trail runner. Orioles would love to get a ground ball to turn 2 and end this inning, but Miley all of a sudden has lost the strike zone. He walked Pinder. Now he's 3-0 on Chapman.
Yeah, borderline pitches, all 3 of them. A little surprised that Chapman able to lay off, especially with a runner out there in scoring position. I tend to see younger hitters get a little bit more aggressive.
Well, there's a borderline pitch called to strike. Chapman's just 24. He's from California, Lake Forest, California. One of the several first-round picks on this team. He may have swung at ball 4 in the count full, 3-2.
Like that. Now you got him in swing mode. Well, this far, might as well finish him off, right?
And the 3-2 is lined down the right field line. That ball is trouble. Smith will have to play it off the scoreboard. Rounding third, heading for the plate is Healy. Being sent around is Pinder. Here's the throw to the plate. The tag. He is out at the plate. The relay throw from Scope getting Pinder, and it looks like the Athletics are going to possibly challenge this.
Yeah, I think they are. When Castillo came back, nice play here off the wall, getting it back into the cutoff man. And of course, the relay set up because they're sending everybody. I mean, wow, runners all over the place. Take a look at Pinder here, the head first slide, recognizing Castillo having the ball, tries the fancy slide, stick that left hand in. Pretty close play. Nice job by Castillo diving back across, though. Take a look. Does he get a piece of him? Looks like he must have got that hip before the hand gets the plate.
Athletics will not challenge, so that putout will go 9-4-2, and it cuts off a possible run. The 2 down with Chapman now at second base for Dustin Garneau, the catcher. And again, a walk helps the opposing team get to a run. Yesterday, there were 9 walks against the Angels, and 3 of them scored, and the Orioles lost that game 5-4.
Yeah, and you know, that was one of those games where you kind of waiting for the offense to pick up, but those 9 walks tend to take the wind out of the sails on everybody. Defensively, you tend to get on your heels, and I think there was some carryover to the bats as well.
And by the way, that is not a season high for the Orioles. There was a game in April against the Yankees where the Orioles walked 11 Yankees in one game.
Okay, I don't know if that's good to know or not.
Well, you get it all here, Mike. And Miley this inning battling his command. He's not wild, but he's just not getting enough strike calls.
Well, he's not getting enough early swings, and that's the key. I mean, Wade Miley's got to get ahead, and then he might get some of those borderline pitches as offense starts swinging. Right now, they're taking until there's a mistake, up and out over.
Well, he dominated them in the start at the Coliseum August 10th. He went 7 innings and allowed only an unearned run. Roger McDowell would like to see more of that type of an effort. Miley, of course, leads the American League in walking batters, so that's something that's plagued them all year. But this Oakland team, you can strike them out, Mike. Only the Rays have struck out more as a team than the Athletics. They have 1,154 strikeouts.
Oh, yeah.
Second most.
And they're showing their patience here early on, but the problem with young teams is they have a hard time sustaining that patience throughout a ball game. So second time through, you see them in there talking about it, though, so that's good. But second time through, if Miley's in there for a third time through the lineup, see if they're able to make some more adjustments.
And he was all over that, but he pulls it foul.
And that's what Miley loves to see. Right-handed hitter, just trying to get that ball out of there. Clear the head. That means the hips have to leave a little bit earlier. That was a borderline pitch, maybe in off the plate. And you see the steady diet of pitches in there. And once a hitter proves that he's going to swing at that pitch, either open up the outside corner, you attack in there hard again, and typically they'll swing over.
Lined right to Machado at third, and that will end the inning. So the Athletics settle for a run. Perfect relay. Smith to scope the Castillo to cut down a run at the plate. Has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit in the game tonight. You can play Home Run Rich's scratch-offs, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. Family still out at games on weeknights. There's the little cutie. Of course, school doesn't start until the day after Labor Day, so more opportunity to extend your summer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adam Jones will lead off here. Orioles now down by a run.
And these are the games that are crucial. These are the ones that you like to watch, because you can say, yeah, I was there when they started to turn it around. That big play happened, or that big hit, and then the team took off, made it into the postseason. I guess that's what the Orioles are trying to do. These Oriole fans.
Adam takes low, and his last 8 games against the Athletics, he has dominated Oakland pitching, batting .441, 4 home runs, and 9 RBIs. He had his overall 8-game hitting streak halted yesterday with an 0 for 4.
Yeah, he has had great career numbers, solid this year. How about back on August 10th when he faced Smith? He took him deep. Big fly for Adam Jones. He keeps up his torrid pace against the Athletics.
But Smith gets ahead of him 1-2. Smith not really a strikeout pitcher. And Adam bloops it into left field, and that's going to fall for a hit. So 0 for 4 yesterday, and he starts another hitting streak today with a leadoff single. Orioles first base runner here tonight.
Oh, you don't mind that at all. Getting jammed on a soft throwing righty. That's the approach you want. You want to get too aggressive and get the head out too soon, or he will expose you. Nice job by Adam Jones getting on base there with the single.
So here is Trey Mancini, who is 0 for his last 13 now, and brings a 2 for 26 into tonight's game. 2 for his last 26. One of those hits a home run. And maybe Chris Smith will be the tonic. Here's what he did against Smith in Oakland.
Yeah, take a look. That took him deep to right center field. A big ball there, kind of surprising Smith. So Smith challenges him in. And how about pulling him to left? 2 home run night for Mancini back on August 10th. Yeah, against Mr. Smith.
Takes ball 2 inside. Mancini's batting average, as you saw, down to .282. He did get over 300 on that last road trip, but the 2 for 26 has brought it back down. Ball 3. Very patient at bat.
Yeah, good take right there. Stayed tall, stayed loaded, and waited for that ball to get into his hitting zone. Good sign there for Mancini.
And there's a 4-pitch walk. So Smith misses. Maybe he was intimidated by the sight of Mancini.
Yeah, Mancini didn't want to go either. 4 straight balls. I want to stay here. I feel pretty good against Smith.
Seen that ball well. And Mancini will take the walk. And Chris Davis comes up with 2 on and none out, and the Orioles down by a run.
Chris Davis's bat started to heat up a little bit. And yesterday's ball game picked up a couple hits. With the big fly going the other way, his 4th opposite field home run this season. That's a good sign for the Orioles and their offense.
And fouls it off. Expecting a fastball after a 4-pitch walk to the hitter ahead. He gets a changeup.
Although that might have been a fastball.
85, maybe so.
Yeah.
It was a straight ball. How about we say that?
Exactly.
Now Davis, his bat really is coming on, and since Buck Showalter dropped him down in the lineup, he's batting 6th tonight, but the surge has coincided with moving down in the lineup. 1-1 the count. He's got a 2-game hitting streak, and he's batting .400 in his last 6 games.
Yeah. Well, he seems a little quieter in the box. Not getting caught up with too much body movement. Too much using the body to drive the baseball. And at times when Chris Davis, like any major league hitter, they try to do too much and the body gets involved. You see the shoulder kind of drop. You always kind of look for the as the belt stay level. And if the belt isn't before contact and it starts to tilt a little bit, you're going to have some problems controlling that bat head. And Chris Davis has been nice and quiet in there lately. Even that home run he hit Looked like he was taking a little nap up there. Just dropped the bat head on the baseball.
Trying to time that off-speed pitch. Hits it straight down in the box. And Davis down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, Chris Smith has been in the Boston organization. He's been with Milwaukee, Seattle, San Diego, and Oakland. And he went from June 14th of 2010, when he was with the Brewers, 2010, to August of 2016 with the Athletics, in between major league appearances. 6 full seasons in between outings in the bigs. He's had an extensive minor league career. He's also played in a couple of the independent leagues. And he took 1 year off, and he went back to his college at Cal Riverside, and he became their pitching coach. And then he thought, you know what, maybe I still can pitch, and he got back into pro ball.
Dang, gotta love that, right? Here he is back in the big leagues.
So his pitching coach there, Scott Emerson. A 1-2 on Davis, 2 on and nobody out. Left field, that ball has some carry. Rajai Davis is back on it, reaches up, and he makes a catch, and he dropped the ball. That ball is in play. Third base umpire John Tom Payne says in play. Davis had it, and then he dropped it.
I think when he hit the wall and it shook that ball loose, looked like he made a pretty good play, but never able to contain it. And nice swing by Chris Davis. Another off-speed pitch, but back that one up. There you see Davis. Looks like it's going to be caught, but as soon as he runs into the wall, that ball's still moving and bounces out. Interesting.
You know, that'll be a base hit. Bob Melvin had his video people look at it. They will not challenge, so the Orioles get a break on that. Davis did get back to it, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And here's Mark Trumbo. A chance for a big inning for the Orioles. Mark at 239. He's 2 for 11 on the homestand. 4 grand slams in his career. And Trumbo had some fun against Smith in that game on August 10th.
Yes, he did. Big fly to deep left center field. That would be the 4th home run he had given up. And Trumbo here looking to get him elevated. That pitch that he had out in Oakland was a mistake up in the zone. Smith doing a good job keeping it down around the knees right now. Gonna wait out that mistake.
Oh. That ball is crushed. Back it goes. Davis at the wall. He has a play, and he makes the catch. Adam Jones will tag and score to tie the game, and Trumbo just missed. So the sac fly gets the O's on the board. It's a 1-1 game in the second.
Man, must have got it off the end of the bat. That ball looked like it was going to go a long ways. Nice job by Adam Jones tagging, and good swing by Trumbo. Doing his job right there. And take a look at the breaking ball, wanting it down and away, stays on the inner third. He chops down on it, getting a little backspin, but not quite enough. Just short, but enough for the Orioles to get on the board with the sacrifice fly.
For Trumbo, that is his first sac fly of the year. The other runners held, Mancini at second, Davis at first. The sac flies, Mike, very underrated statistics.
Yeah, means a run is in.
And there's a double play ball off the bat of Castillo. Semien back to first. It goes 4-6-3, and that ends the inning. So bases loaded, nobody out. O's get a run. We're tied at 1 heading to the 3rd. They've ranked 22nd since the All-Star break, and that OPS has fallen as well, and that leads to a lack of runs. And Aaron Judge, one single over the weekend, that big 3-game series against the Red Sox, and he's extended his streak now of striking out in games to 37 consecutive games with a strikeout. And you see Judge's numbers since the All-Star break, they are not good. As far as the Red Sox are concerned, they are now 14-3 since July 31st. Best in the majors. They're 19 games above 500. And a blow for the Rays. Jake Faria, the fine rookie right-hander, goes on the DL, left abdominal strain. Is expected back in early September. Third member of the rotation to spend part of this month on the DL for Tampa Bay. Odorizzi and Cobb, the others. Oh. And he is having a real good rookie year for Faria.
He sure is. That takes some wind out of your sails right there, because Tampa was making a push, and in large part due to their rotation stepping up.
Strike one to Boog Powell, who brings a 4-game hitting streak into today's game. Lays off the breaking ball. Wade Miley, as Mike told you, 3-1 in his career against the Athletics. 4 starts for Miley against the A's. Facing the only left-handed batter in the lineup starting tonight. And again, another good take. Boog Powell, 24 years old. He was originally drafted by the Athletics back in 2012, a 20th round pick. And he was traded to Tampa Bay in January 2015. That was that trade when Ben Zobrist went from the Rays to Oakland. And Tampa Bay traded him to Seattle. Athletics got him back from the Mariners for Yonder Alonso, who the Orioles just saw when they were in Seattle. That's Manny Machado's brother-in-law. And there's Boog's barbecue pit. And I understand tomorrow Boog Powell is going to meet Boog Powell.
Oh yeah, it's tomorrow, the big day.
Nice feature on O's Extra tomorrow night.
Oh good. I know they were going to try to set that up.
And he draws a leadoff walk, and this guy can fly, so Miley, his second walk in the game.
Now, second walk. Take a look at the control problems Wade's had this season. Most with walks, of course, a couple tonight. Whip at 1.69. That's 58th in the American League. And man, oh man, you get that many guys on base, you're going to have some problems. Of course, too many pitches thrown. So many 3-2 counts. Is that a problem with the first pitch strike percentage as well? Last at 52.8. And of course, the number of pitches he throws per batter, second. So Wade Miley is, you know, he just works the edges and sometimes just gets a little too fine. And if you have a patient offense, I think obviously the book out on Wade Miley, you know, he's going to throw a lot of pitches.
Well, when you allow 15.5 base runners per 9 innings, as he misses 2 tight to Davis, you're in the stretch a lot. And when runners get on, they obviously have a better chance to score than they do by hitting a home run. And that's been a problem for Wade all year. And after the All-Star break, he made a decision that he wanted to get more aggressive and attack the strike zone. And he did that for a couple of starts, but he's pitched this way for so long, I think he just falls back into it.
Yeah, I agree. It's too fine. Nibbling on the corners.
There's a double play ball. Scope to Beckham, out there, back to first and out there. So that eliminates the leadoff walk and 2 down.
There you go. The breaking ball coming into play. Getting the hitter out in front. Nice pitch. Jonathan Scope moving the feet to get the big hop he wants and kind of create a little momentum with a power underhand feed. Watch him step back. See that foot shuffle there? Very good play there. With a little rhythm and timing out in the middle of the infield. Nice clean 4.63 there for the O's.
Jonathan with a big smile. I think Manny looked over to him and didn't give him a big grade on that. But he got it to Beckham for the out, and that started the 4.63. I don't think Marcus Semien liked that call. 0-1. Semien bounced out the Scope his first at bat. Fly ball slicing towards the stands down the right side. It's going to be back out of play. And an error on a fan.
Man, that ball came out hot. Looked like it hit his hand.
Miley, 30 years old in his 7th season. Orioles got him at the trade deadline last year from Seattle. Upstairs with a fastball, 1-2.
Slow curveball. That's a big time pitch for Wade Miley. You can establish that early. Slow hitters down. Really help that fastball play up a little bit. That hard cutter on the inside.
And he got him. Foul tip held by Castillo, and the first strikeout ends the inning. Mid-third in a 1-1 game. To you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you. Turned out to be a lovely night. Folks enjoying the Inner Harbor and Orioles baseball. It's a good thing that she didn't forget her binky at her first O's game. Got to have that binky.
Right. It's a good one.
Seth Smith will lead off for the O's, the number 9 batter tonight. Comes in at 269. Facing Chris Smith. Each team with a run in the second. The Orioles try to get a win in the opener of this series. Let's get a look at our Coons.com league leaders.
Now, how about the highest line drive percentage this season? The leaders, Jed Lowry for the A's leading the way, 33.2. But there's Seth Smith and Chris Davis. They've been smoking the ball. Unfortunately, both of them hitting into some tough luck with the shift on one of their line drives over on that right side of the infield.
Coons.com, when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. And there's the shift against Seth Smith. Only Chapman on the left side. Parts of 5 big league seasons for Smith, but never a full year. You look at his minor league numbers, 316 games in the minor leagues. 58 wins, 58 losses. Returned to college to become a coach, then got back into pro ball out of Apple Valley, California. Smith bounces it to first. There's a big bounce to Healy, and he gets the Smith covering up and 1 down. Well, last Saturday, the Orioles wore the special 1992 throwback uniforms honoring the 25th anniversary of Oriole Park. Go online at Orioles.com/auctions and you can bid on these autographed and authenticated game-worn jerseys and caps. Returning members of the 92 team also autographed and authenticated their jerseys for the auction. Now, all the proceeds, as always, benefit the Orioles Charitable Foundation. So visit Orioles.com/auctions today and get involved.
That was fun getting those guys back, wasn't it?
Yeah, I saw Ben McDonald today in the elevator, and he was talking about how it was so much fun to see all of his former teammates, because they've all been retired for a while now, and they all scatter across the country, and they just don't have the chances to get back together. He said he can't remember the last time he saw, for instance, Sam Horn. And he got a chance to visit with him and exchange pleasantries, get caught up on the families, as Beckham fouls it back to go down 0-2.
Yeah, and you get some of the old jokes that may have happened in the clubhouse, or just some of the language that may have been used back then probably just popped right back out. Make everybody feel comfortable and kind of get thrown right back in time, much like this stadium does.
0-2 on Beckham, who struck out his first at bat. And won't chase the changeup. Smith 1-2 in his big league decisions. And again, that only win came way back on June 24th of 2008. I mean, to put it in perspective, his only win 2008 was the year that Wade Miley was drafted out of college by Arizona. And it was against Arizona that Smith won that game. Same year Miley was drafted into pro ball. Got to have a lot of character and self-confidence to stick it out this long.
Oh, absolutely. And go to the independent ball to pitch, just to show that you still have it, you're healthy.
Yeah, and he did that a couple of times, 2 different teams.
Well, it's a good example for everybody that wants to continue playing. Unfortunately, a lot of teams, one reason or another, you have to get released or let go, and you don't get picked up professionally. So help some independent ball teams kind of thrive a little bit. That's where you get your second wind.
Beckham with a real good batting eye here. Has worked the count to 3-2. And Beckham about to see a 7th pitch, batting here with 1 out and nobody on. Towards the middle, and there's a base hit. So there ends Beckham's slump. And he is on with a 1-out single. For every Orioles walk, CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the American Diabetes Association. The Orioles have drawn 310 walks for a total of $15,500. CareFirst Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. And Beckham is on with a single, so he has base hits now in 18 of the 20 games he has played as an Oriole.
That was a great at bat too. Laid off some tough pitches, and even that 3-2 pitch was tough on the inside corner. Stayed through it.
Manny swings through a changeup. Another swing and a miss.
Boy, how about much ado over Machado? Most barrels this season. There's Machado on the list at 49. Aaron Judge, he's barreled up a few baseballs this season. 61. Stanton there. Chris Davis here with the A's. And Manny Machado, who's really picked it up here in the last month and a half, and put up some amazing numbers offensively. It was like every night he's squaring a baseball up.
And that one gets past the catcher, so Beckham goes down to second base. Oakland is tied for the most wild pitches in the American League.
That one just scooting under the 5-hole. Take a look, the knuckle curve.
Yep, and there's another wild pitch.
Going down to the knees, but doesn't get the glove down. You see it scoot through there. Beckham able to walk into second base. Out there for Manny Machado.
1-2 on Manny. A chance for an RBI. Hard hit ball, foul. Oh, just foul.
Almost went to the well one too many times with that little breaking ball. Going out and getting it.
Smith in his first 3 starts pitched to an ERA of 3.32. His ERA at his last 3 starts 7.08. And a little low, 2-2 on Machado. So his ERA rising about 4 runs per game, first 3 starts versus last 3 starts.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long, even if you're out on the West Coast with a word to get out of how you pitch, what to expect, what you're sequencing. So the offenses have made a little adjustment. Now it's up to Smith to try to make his adjustments. Problem is when you don't have much room for error, when you're throwing under 90 miles an hour.
Another one, he was out in front. So difficult to wait that much longer.
Oh, it sure is. It sure is.
Got cool ball. Certainly enjoying the results that Manny's been putting together. And 2-2 at Beckham at second base. Weak ground ball towards short. Semien looks to third but takes the sure out at first, so Beckham goes to third with 2 down. And Chris Smith wins that battle.
Beckham taking a risky chance right there, but able to get to third base. And Manny Machado, a little jam shot on 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Of course, 3 breaking balls in a row, about 78, helps that fastball play up.
A chance for a 2-out RBI from the Orioles' leading RBI hitter, Jonathan Schoop, 3rd in the league in ribbies with those 88. He had a big 2-run single yesterday. Schoop with 141 hits. That is 5th best in the league. Tied with Machado for the team lead in home runs with 26 and leading in RBIs with 88. That ball smoked foul again.
And we're talking about Wade Miley loving the fact that right-handed hitter will pull a fastball or even a slider, get him out of there on the inside corner. Well, Smith feels the same way. These off-speed pitches that the Orioles will pull and foul down that third base line, that makes him happy. That means they're getting a little aggressive, trying to get him out of there on the slow pitches. That means that fastball will play up. And right now, he's been doing a pretty good job to mix up the speeds and keep the hitters off balance.
And Jonathan lets it go by for ball 2. And again, we mentioned Smith not really a strikeout pitcher. He averages 5 per game. He walks 3 per 9 innings. So far tonight he has 2 Ks and 1 walk. Breaking ball stays inside. So not tempting enough for Schoop to chase.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Seems like most of his breaking balls are backing up on that inside corner, staying on the inner third. Typically, you see the breaking ball finish down and away. I don't know if he's intentionally doing that or not.
Chase one there, so the count goes full.
And that's the one he wanted. Watch his breaking ball bite hard down and away. It's only 77 miles an hour. But the effect of the arm speed and the location of that pitch, the height coming out of the hand, gets Jonathan Schoop jumpy on that one.
The 3-2 with Beckham at third and 2 down. It's foul. All of the Orioles' good contact this inning has gone foul down that left field line. Manny had a few and Jonathan's had a few. And Schoop about to see a 7th pitch, as Beckham did, before Beckham got a single. So 3-2 on Schoop. Hopped him up. Another off-speed pitch. Healy, the first baseman, calls, and he's got it. So Chris Smith gets out of it as Beckham left stranded at third. Through 3, a 1-1 game. Is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Lovely night downtown. Pretty good thunderstorm went through here during batting practice. Pretty windy, a lot of heavy rain. And a 1-1 game as we go to the 4th. Wade Miley in search of his 7th win. His last win was against these Athletics on August the 10th. 6 wins, 2 here at home, 4 on the road. Jed Lowry, first ball swinging, bouncer to Manny. Second time tonight, 1 pitch, 1 down. Yes, Lowry's retired. Fans, this Friday, August 25th, you can join the O's Zone Rally team presented by Budweiser from 6 until 8 p.m. It'll be at the Valley Inn in Lutherville, Timonium. And special guests include former Orioles outfielder Al Bunbury. The Bee will be there along with the Oriole Bird. And for the complete schedule and rally info, visit Orioles.com/rallies. A lot of families still at the games. Fathers teaching sons about baseball.
Yeah, hoping the Orioles can have a couple big rallies in this ball game.
Here's Chris Davis. He bounced out to Davis's first at bat on a play that Miley stumbled to get to the bag at first, covering up. Literally stumbled. Strike on the corner. Now Miley certainly knows of Chris Davis and his home run potential. But the other thing about Davis is he has struck out 162 times. So if you make your pitches, you got a good shot to neutralize that power.
Got that right. Yeah, but Davis very dangerous. He's got power to all fields. Just a one-dimensional power guy. Covers the whole plate. Yeah, can be pitched to for sure.
And he got him. So he gets the fastball by him. That's the second strikeout for Miley and 2 away.
Yeah, slow breaking ball really helps set up this fastball. Steve's setting up and in, getting the top of the zone right here. And Chris Davis cannot catch up to it. A little bat head drop there as the shoulders tilt.
Now 2 down. Here's Ryan Healy, who got the rally going in the second with an infield hit, a hard smash off the glove of Tim Beckham. Strike on the inside corner. That's a perfect pitch.
I like that call. Borderline. I mean, it's a strike, obviously, catching that inside corner, but you know, it could go either way. And when a hitter gets that in his head, oh no, that's a strike. that inside corner gets a little bit bigger. They have to protect a little more. Wade Miley's going to try to feed off that. Get some lumber in there, work that inner edge.
Athletics are 54-70. They have lost 4 of 6 and 8 out of 12, and they have the second worst road record in the American League. Bob Melvin's club trailing only the White Sox, who are 22-43 on the road. Athletics are 20-39. But Bob Melvin, he's been asked to be patient with these young players as they develop, as they rebuild.
Yeah, and then what happens? It seems like Oakland's philosophy is, okay, develop the players at the major league level. When they get good, then you trade them off, try to get more prospects back. That's their revolving door. They don't typically keep their prospects, but they keep them under control until they have to move.
Swung at ball 4, so the count goes full. Well, the hope is for their franchise is that if they in fact get that new stadium, that by the time the stadium is ready, this team will be ready to contend.
Right. And, try to add a couple more pieces and make it a fun way to open up a new stadium.
We were there for 4 days on the last road trip, and there's just no action in the stands. The fans that are there are great.
Yeah.
Just not many show up. And they need to have some of those big, especially on weekends, those big home crowds, and get behind the young players. It's just not a very good facility, and you certainly know because you played there.
All right.
It wasn't good when you played.
Well, it was the old Coliseum back when I played there, and I thought that was a pretty cool place.
Oh, before they put Mount Davis up?
Yeah, they put Mount Davis in the middle.
And the 3-2, he got him. Breaking ball down and in, it looked like either that or a cut fastball. So Miley has a 3-up, 3-down inning, mid-4th, and a 1-1 game. Cheever and you, and the minor league report tonight, and has a major leaguer in the
yeah.
minor league report.
Alec Asher will named International League Pitcher of the Week, and well, I think if the pitchers down there in Norfolk knew that if you got Pitcher of the Week, you'd be recalled to the Orioles, Moore would have won it. The only Tides pitcher this season to win the award, and why not? 7 strong innings, 3 hits, no runs on the board against the Iron Pigs. And they had 7 left-handed batters in that lineup, so he was tested for sure. Yeah, just recalled back to the Orioles. Good to see Alec Asher back up. Important part of this team early on when he was making some spot starts and working out of the bullpen as a bridge man. See him right there with Michael Gibbons and Richard Blyer.
Here's Adam Jones. He got the rally started in the second with a leadoff single. Smith misses down and in. Adam 14 for his last 37. He's really swinging a hot bat. That's a really good pitch. Adam fooled.
He's done a nice job keeping the ball down in the zone. He's working for it, though. You see the 33 strikes and 26 balls. But, keeping most of his pitches down and hoping those secondary pitches could certainly get more movement at the bottom of the zone.
That ball is crushed. That ball is back, and that ball is gone. And the Orioles have a 2-1 lead. Mr. Jones coming through.
Boy, Adam Jones staying red hot against the Oakland A's. Big ball there.
So Adam circles the bases to give the Orioles the lead. And he gives our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Riddell Cook of Annapolis, another $500.
Jones picking up his 23rd home run. In that 4-game set they played out in Oakland, he had a couple doubles and a couple home runs. Nice way to start this 3-game series.
So Adam Jones, a home run off Smith, just as he did in Oakland. Mancini first ball swinging a high fly ball to shallow left. Rajay Davis towards the line, and he's got it. Let's get a look at that Jones home run. Davis had a little trouble with that fly ball.
Take a look after off-speed pitch down and away. Tries to sneak a fastball by him on the inside corner, but Jones in a great hitting position. And that is very impressive by Adam Jones. We talked yesterday about how strong he's been on the backside, just holding the pose there. So limits the head movement, very direct to the baseball. Seen that little fastball by Smith chew some right-handed hitters up. Not Jones there. Nice clean swing.
Ball 1 to Chris Davis. Chris singled his first at bat on a ball that was misplayed by Rajay Davis, although the wall had as much to do with it as Davis misplaying it. He caught fly ball off the bat of Davis at the wall, and then when his glove hit the wall, the ball popped out. On ball to the left of Jed Lowry, and in the shift he'll get Davis for the second out. The 2 down here in the Oriole 4th. Fans, show off those photography skills. You can follow Masson Orioles on Instagram and tag all your best O's related photos on Instagram with the hashtag #IBackTheBirds. Masson Orioles could repost your photo and hook you up with an O's prize pack. That is hashtag #IBackTheBirds on the Masson Instagram. Perhaps he's doing that right now. She's definitely doing it. There's a strike to Trumbo.
Trumbo just missed a home run. A grand slam actually in his first at bat. Breaking ball in the inside corner. Just got off the end of the bat for a long sacrifice fly.
If I was a player, I'd like to be at the end of the bench there. That's where all the cool guys are.
Yeah. A lot of hits down there.
All the home runs.
Heck yeah.
Maybe you got to have a 20 home run season or you can't hang out at the end.
Yeah, well, even if they don't let you down there, just go rub up against them every now and then.
There's a base hit for Trumbo past the dive of Chapman. The ball is crushed. Orioles getting some good swings off of Smith. And Trumbo has a base hit.
Trumbo a couple good ones back to back. But just missing the home run. There's a rocket through the 5-6 hole. Beating Chapman there on the step and a dive.
Well, the home run by Jones is the 10th that Smith has allowed, and it's the 4th leading off an inning. 4 of the 10 have led off innings against Smith.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that's pretty impressive, but out of the 10 home runs, the Orioles have hit 5 of those.
Well, then there's that.
Yeah.
Here's Castillo. He'll take low. Well, the other thing with Smith, the splits batting average wise, really there's nothing there. Lefties bat 242, righties bat 241, but right-handers now have hit 9 of the 10 home runs. The only lefty to go deep on him is not really a home run hitter. Gerard Dyson of Seattle has the only left-handed home run off of Smith. So whatever his repertoire has, it at least keeps the left-handers in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Orioles have 2 lefties in their lineup today, Chris Davis and Seth Smith, who's on deck. Post pitch down and in. Castillo gets the call.
Both pitchers very enticing to each opposing offense, and seen some pretty sound approaches, not expanding the zone, buying into what the pitcher's approaches are. Both Wade Miley and Smith making some good pitches on the edges. We've seen a lot of good takes.
2-2 on the swing and the miss. Trumbo had a 2-step lead. He's back easily. Dustin Garneau, the catcher for Oakland tonight, has caught 3 out of 10. So that is a 30% caught stealing percentage. And he gets Castillo on another off-speed pitch, 73 miles an hour. Must be tough to throw that slow, huh? Well, Adam Jones goes deep, his 23rd leading off the inning, gives the Orioles a 2-1 lead as we head to the 5th. First Little League World Series tourney is held in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the hometown Maynard Midgets, with a .625 team batting average, won the tournament 16-7. And in 1980, Charlie Finley announced that he has sold the Oakland Athletics to Walter Haas, who was the chairman of the board of Levi Strauss Closing, and Roy Eisenhart, who kept the team in Oakland with the sale and kept Billy Martin in the dugout as manager. On this date in 1980. Ground ball through the middle. There's a base hit. And a leadoff single for Chad Pinder.
Wow. Jumping on the first pitch, breaking ball. And Miley trying to steal a strike right there, and Pinder saying, no, you're not. I'm gonna hit this first pitch breaking ball right back through the middle. Well, nice sound approach. I mean, these young A's here taking some borderline pitches, but if there's a mistake on the plate, they're letting it fly.
Matt Chapman doubled in the Athletics' run in the second inning. Went with a pitch on the outer part of the plate and served it in the right field. There's still a lot of room. Check swing on the appeal, and no swing, says Ted Barrett. Down the right field line, you see Seth Smith is well over towards the gap. Mancini is straight away in left. Adam is straight away in center, but there's a ton of room down that right field line.
Yeah, that base hit he picked up in his first AB. He was just in a prevent and chopped down on it. Fastball got by him a little bit. I think he was a little surprised that it got out there on that right field line.
Pinder has 1 steal in 2 attempts. This is a tough combination to run on Miley and Castillo. Miley with that great pickoff move. And Wellington is gunning him down 48% of the time. One of the best in baseball.
Yeah. He's so impressive. Such a quick release.
Went after the 3-0 and fouled it back.
Yeah, pretty good combination here when you have Buck Showalter, of course, right when he came over, implemented throughout the organization, being quicker to home. So the pitchers generally quicker than most teams to home plate, so that gives the catcher an opportunity. Castillo, Caleb Joseph, pretty good catching skills. Castillo maybe a little quicker, stronger arm, and couple that with the fact that probably the best tagging team in baseball. You get Jonathan Scope out there slapping tags down, J.J. Hardy. And of course Beckham working on that out at second base as well. I mean, that's a great combination to cut down a running game. And the Orioles have been really good at that the past 5 or 6 seasons.
And you saw John Russell, who works with the catchers. Strike 3 called. He came back from 3-0 down to get it.
Oh, what a pitch right there. Take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast. On this pitch, just dotted on the inside corner. Of course, a little help there from Castillo locking it up. Look at the limited glove movement, just holding it solid, and a steady diet of pitches in there buys him this strike. Of course, started him off with a fastball in the inside corner and finishes him off right there, borderline pitch.
Well, Sean Barber, his style, it's actually the style a pitcher prefers. He's not really a peaker. He's more over the middle of the catcher instead of peeking around the shoulder. So a pitch like that is coming right into his eyesight. Throw first and back easily as Pinder. Weston Garneau lined out softly to Machado, his first at bat. Of course, the difference in the series over the weekend against the Angels. Angels got 2 out of 3. All the home runs the Angels hit. That's a soft line drive, and it's going to fall for a hit. Mancini gets to it quickly to keep Pinder at second base. So 2 singles around the strikeout and 2 on with 1 down. Fans, when the O's score, you score at McDonald's. The more the O's score, the more Chicken McNuggets you can score by downloading the McDonald's app. Download that app today. Adam Jones helped the Orioles score. His home run gave the O's this 2-1 lead. Broke the 1-all tie, and here's Boog Powell, the other Boog Powell. Walked his first at bat. Outside.
Powell with a pretty good speed. Left side of the box. Going to be tough to double him up.
Ball 2. The one left-handed batter in the lineup, and Miley's had trouble throwing strikes to him. Walked him his first at bat. Now he's 2-0. And I think you're right, Mike. I think watching this game, that their game plan coming in was to be patient because Miley likes to nibble.
Yeah.
Make him come to you.
I think most teams really try to force Miley to throw strikes.
This is badly upstairs with a fastball, so 3-0. It's been kind of amazing, especially recently, how difficult it's been for the Orioles starters to have those shutdown innings after the Orioles score. Orioles scored in the bottom of the 4th, and here are the A's threatening in the 5th. And there's a 4-pitch walk to load the bases. 3 walks already for Miley, and he's walked Powell twice.
Yeah, now finding himself in a bit of a jam, even though the base hits really hit too hard. Pretty good pitches, soft singles. With the bases loaded, 1 out, he's got to come up with some big pitches now.
Turns the lineup over. Here's Rajay Davis, who's 0 for 2. He did bounce into a double play his last at bat. 3 grand slams in his career, the veteran. Pinder, Garneau, and Powell 3rd to 1st. There's a strike on the outside corner. Rajay Davis signed in the offseason free agent contract to go back to Oakland, his second tour there. He was with the Indians last year, played in the World Series.
Nice block. Castillo. Slow breaking ball out in front. And he makes sure he gets wide and low over that ball.
This is a big pitch. You don't want to go to 2-1 with the bases loaded. And he does miss inside. StatCast brought to you by the Hyundai Summer Clearance Event that's going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Pinder, Garneau, and Powell third to first. Asher already getting loose in the Orioles pen. Ground ball could be two. There's Scope. He'll step on the base, fires to first, and there's a double play. And Miley gets out of it. He makes a real good pitch on 2-1, and Scope does the rest. So a couple of singles, a walk, bases loaded, one down, but the pitcher's best friend. That'll go 4-4-3 to end the inning.
The time is now. On top of the world, and I can't come down. No, I can't come down. This is how it feels to stand on the clouds. The place is here. The time is now. On top of the world, and I can't come down. No, I can't come down. This is how it feels to stand on the clouds.
A 2-1 game as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Seth Smith will lead off against Chris Smith. And then back to the top of the lineup for Beckham and Machado. So Miley did get that shutdown inning with the double play ball off the bat of Rajay Davis, who was playing very deep in left field with a left-handed batter up. He moves back any further, he's going to have to buy a ticket.
All right. Expect him to be back there that far on Seth.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. See, they're shifting on Smith, and there's Rajay. There he is, way out there.
Playing no doubles.
There have been several left fielders over the course of time that enjoy playing very deep, and Jim Palmer talks all the time about the rivalry with the Yankees that they had, and Roy White was their left fielder every day. And he would play almost on the warning track every player. Jim said it was ridiculous how far out there he was. But I guess some fielders prefer coming in on a ball, and he's certainly very fast. But that is extremely deep for the opposite batter. You could see with, if Trumbo was up, or
right. Yeah, exactly.
Manny was up. And there's a ball on a borderline pitch. Well, of course, today was the big day, the solar eclipse, and the Orioles have played quite a bit dates of total solar eclipses, and we're looking at this pattern, Mike. 1954 they lost, then in 63 they won, 72 they lost, 1990 they won, 1991 they lost. So if this pattern follows, they're going to win tonight. I mean, it's all about the sun and the moon.
What do they call that? Syzygy or something like that, when all the planets align or something. And I think the Orioles do a pretty good job on these kind of days, and the pattern proves that the Orioles should win today.
Did you get a glimpse of the eclipse?
I did. Yeah. It was like a cloud kind of covering over, so you could see the outline of the eclipse. Out there with a couple of my kids.
Yeah, I stopped for fuel on the way in, and I was afraid to glance up. And then by the time I got in the highway, a thunderstorm came, and that was that. Deep to left field towards the corner. That is a foul ball. It just went foul. John Tom Payne, the third base umpire, straddling the line, and it just went foul.
Great look right here. Just catching it out in front and hooking. Maybe a foot or two foul down the left field line. All squared up by Tim Beckham.
Dustin Garneau going out there saying, "Don't worry, Chris, it was foul. Don't worry about it."
It's a long strike.
Sounded loud. You know, Buck Showalter the other day was talking about young prospects when they come up and they go to the mound and they have the great arms and they throw 98, 99. And the first time a major league hitter turns around on you, you learn about the pitcher by how he reacts. And we've seen some pitchers come through here that have had really good arms and loud strikes the other way, foul balls, and then they're hesitant to go to the fastball.
You got that right. Scare them right out of the zone.
This ball is slicing back, foul down the line. Of course, Chris Smith is not that kind of a pitcher. He almost pitches backwards because he has the real good breaking ball and he has the outstanding changeup. So he can set up the fastball with that off-speed stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Help it play up a little bit. I've been impressed with how he's kept everything down in the zone. Hasn't made a lot of elevated mistakes here in this ball game.
2-2 on Beckham. It's a bloop foul. Sliding try, and he got it. Ryan Healy got it right in front of the Orioles dugout.
Well, pretty impressive play right there. A little prevent swing, trying to keep the at bat going, and Healy picking up the baseball quickly and then sliding in. Just smoking that knee on the pole over there. See him quickly back up to the feet. And realized he was going to be able to contain the runner. That's when he realized how bad his leg was hurt. He's still grimacing in pain.
Yeah, there's cement on the top step of the dugout, so the railing has a foundation underneath, and it looked like he hit the middle pole of that, or the bottom pole of the railing going across. Here's Manny. Smith at first now with one down. So Beckham was well out in front, and the weak pop-up. Towards third base. Bobbled by Chapman, and he'll have no play. So the worst fielding team in the American League. That's a costly error. He probably only would have been able to get Manny, but that would have been the second out.
I'll take a look here. Manny topping this off-speed pitch. Lets that ball get deep on him. Got to get that ball out in front. You see it basically right below his eyes, directly straight down. A little lower with the legs, catch it out in front. Had an in-between hop and could not get the transfer. Remember, Gay stayed in the glove cleanly. You said it, this A's team, boy, have they made some miscues. I think that's the 100th error they've made this season.
Yep. So that moves Smith in the scoring position. Machado at first for Scope. Nice block there by Garneau.
A big opportunity to let that error pay, for the Oriole offense. Smith out in scoring position.
Ryan Dull, one of the 8 relievers in the Oakland bullpen. They're going with 8 relievers and a 3-man bench. He's getting loose in a hurry. Just does get the outside corner.
Big time numbers there for Jonathan Scope with runners in scoring position all season long. He's been on the leaderboard in this situation.
Yeah, he is 6th in the American League with that average. In fact, the Orioles still have 3 of the top 10. Adam is 4th. Jonathan is 6th, and Mancini is 10th with runners in scoring position.
He needs a big one here to break this open. Let Miley feel a little bit more comfortable in the middle of this ball game.
2 on and 1 down. Another good breaking ball.
Boy, that was nice. Hit the same spot as the fastball. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. With the same kind of arm action on the changeup. Look at that, almost filling it up in that down and away quadrant.
Two and 2 on Scope. Left center field, that's heading for the gap. Powell is back, and he won't be able to get it. It's gone! It carried into the bullpen. A laser beam home run for Jonathan Scope. And the O's now have a 5-1 lead. Wow, did that ball explode.
You called it a laser beam, and Wade Miley's in there calling it a rocket. And it came off hot, 111 miles an hour. Like it was going to be a double in the gap, and it just kept going and going. 27th home run. And the Oriole offense has been waiting for some kind of mistake from Smith. Finally, a breaking ball that stayed up in the zone, and Scope does not miss it. Take a look at the pitch here. Here comes the breaking ball, staying middle. Ooh, Scope gets a good look at it and comes down hard. Look at this aggressive swing through the baseball. Ends up out in the Orioles bullpen. 3-run shot to build some separation.
And another $500 for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Riddell Cook of Annapolis, courtesy of Jonathan Scope. Well, this pitching change is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Dull comes on for the Athletics. A 5-2 lead. Mike, let's get a look at this.
Yeah, take a look at StatCast. Jonathan Scope just crushes this ball, 111 miles an hour. But look at the launch angle, only 15.5 degrees, and it gets out of here in a hurry. 3-run shot. Means early exit for Mr. Smith. Only lasting the 4 1/3. 6 hits given up, but a couple long balls after giving up 4 the last time these two teams met. 88 pitches thrown. How about Ryan Dahl now into the ball game? 31st appearance with a 504 earned run average. 7-27 punch-outs in 25 innings of work. And works that fastball down in the low 90s. A little slider changeup combination for secondary pitches. Pretty good with the first batter, just 115.
Adam Jones swings through it.
Chris Smith. Frustrating night against the Oriole offense.
Adam is 2 for 2 with a home run. This ball's crushed to left field. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. There's a 2-home run night for Adam Jones. And it's a 6-2 Orioles lead.
Waking the bats up a little bit. The offense coming to life. Second home run tonight for Adam Jones. Oh man, has his approach been solid? Talked about him staying strong on that backside. And just spinning on the baseball right now. Nice direct bat path with no head movement. Going after the baseball, letting it come to him. And finding the barrel.
And Mancini takes a strike.
Take a look at this pitch. That's a quick arm. I'm going to do a lot of things right. Not get caught off guard. And Adam Jones does.
So Adams' second multi-home run game of the year with his 2 here tonight. Mancini, who's at the plate, still leads the Orioles. He has 4 multi-home run games.
Man, Adam just doing some serious damage against the A's this year.
That ball might come back fair. Mancini's going to hustle. It's going to roll, and it rolls foul. And that was a smart play by Dull. If that spun the other way, it would have been a base hit, but by waiting on it, it rolled foul.
It really was. Like he was going to be aggressive and go try to get it. But it worked back. How about the spin on this baseball? Pitching it off the end of the bat. Works back into fair territory. Might be a play, but no, they see it kicking back and let it go. Sure does end up in foul ground.
Liam Hendricks now getting loose. Adams' other 2-home run game was July 9th in Minnesota. So the Orioles go back-to-back here with Scope and Jones against 2 different pitchers. And Mancini lines a single to center field, and there's a base hit. So that snaps his 0 for 14 with a 1-out single.
Ooh, take that. A little head shake like it's not easy right now for me. And it hasn't been. Look at that base hit there. Pick him up again.
He's liking it.
Look at that. Take a look at the slider. Staying on it. Nice pitches at the bottom of the zone. But Mancini, well, I could do something with this pitch. Not getting too big. Finding some outfield grass for the knock.
Melvin making notes there. Ball 1 to Chris Davis. With Scope and Jones going back-to-back, Orioles now 10 times this year have gone back-to-back with home runs. Davis 1 out of 2 with a single off the glove of Rajay Davis in deep left field. Mancini chased back. Trey will love that. Dull has heard about that 1 home run or 1 stolen base he has on the year. Here's StatCast brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Baltimore area Chevy dealers. Well, when those hits to left field start to mount, Davis usually goes on a run. He has very good power the other way, and he has a very good swing to left center field.
And we talked about him picking up his 4th home run opposite field. Picking that up yesterday, but doesn't pick up the change at the bottom of the zone. Dull primarily fastball slider against the right-handed hitters. With the lefties, he's going to feature all 3. Fastball, slider, and the changeup. Davis gets a good one there.
He's from Carolina, was drafted by the Athletics in 2012, a 32nd round pick. That swing and it's low. They appealed to third. He didn't go. He played at UNC Asheville in North Carolina. That is a beautiful university in the mountains.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there for basketball.
Oh, nice.
Nice area of the state. He is from Kernersville, North Carolina, where I have not been. He does not look 27, does he? What a very youthful looking face. 3-2 on Davis with Mancini on at first. And he walked him. So he's faced 3 batters. All 3 have reached. And the Orioles have 2 on with 1 out in this 4-run rally in the 5th. Fans make every day game day with the official Orioles Maryland license plate. To date, more than $130,000 has been raised for our community through the Orioles Charitable Foundation, thanks to the sales of these license plates. Now, for more information and to get your official Orioles Maryland license plate, visit Orioles.com/plates. Pitching coach Scott Emerson out for a chat. Dahl has allowed 3 runs in his last 4 innings pitched coming in, and he's already allowed a run here and 2 more on, and still only 1 out. So that error by Chapman proving even more costly now, Mike, because Machado scored and there's still only 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, it's nice to see him make a team pay for a mistake. Good teams are supposed to capitalize on extra opportunities, and the Orioles did.
And we got a shot of the home run hitters sitting next to each other on the bench with Scope and Jones. Maybe comparing notes since they hit the home runs off different pitchers this inning, but Jones did hit one off Chris Smith last inning. 1-0 on Trumbo. It was an RBI and a sac fly. Off the end of the bat to center field. It hangs up for Boog Powell, and he makes the catch. 2 men down. So the Orioles about to bat around as Trumbo's retired.
Well, Trumbo's had some good swings tonight, though. So you feel good about the 3 at-bats he's had. Not as good as those guys, though. Boy, bringing the lumber.
And I'll bring up Castillo, the 9th Oriole to bat here in the 5th inning. He has pounced into a double play and he has struck out. Long inning for the Athletics defensively. They've been out there a long time as the Orioles have batted around, plus a pitching change. Lays off the breaking ball. The Athletics bullpen is 14th out of the 15 teams American League. Mancini and Davis the runners here. The bullpen's ERA for Oakland is 4.63. That breaking ball is in there for a strike. And for a young team, it could be really devastating when the bullpen falls apart. They have 20 blown saves on the year, the Oakland bullpen.
Yeah, that hurts. Hurts a lot of good efforts. You know, kind of deflates a team completely. I've been on some teams where, you know, seem like you have a pretty good product on the field, solid offense, making some plays, and then when the back end gives it up, boy, it's tough, and it's tough to kind of live through that. And the A's have done that all season long. It's hard.
They're wearing their traditional road uniforms tonight as Scott Emerson looks on. No alternate jerseys for Oakland tonight. They sure have enough of them. Foul back. That was a good running fastball. 2-2. They have the Kelly green jerseys. They have the yellow jerseys. Sometimes at home they actually wear all whites.
Yeah.
Not very often, but they have them. And for this opener, there's the gold jersey. Yeah. Oakland A's fan here. When you played for Oakland, which did you prefer?
The whites.
Home whites.
To go with the white shoes.
Yeah, that's a good look. I agree. Ball 3. Castillo having a patient at bat. So there's one of the relievers in the bullpen. He's on the iPad looking at the potential hitting matchup and the scouting reports on the hitters that they may face.
You sure it's not like a Netflix thing?
Well, it could be. Well, it has an MLB logo on it, so it's probably a scouting report.
Well, they have the MLB app now that we talk about.
Oh, I have it right there.
There it is.
I don't have scouting reports on the Orioles hitters, though, but the Athletics certainly will. So the runners will be off with the pitch. 3-2 and 2 down. Mancini and Davis on. There they go. And there's a chopper towards the middle. Semien will play it to first, and that ends the inning. But a big inning for the Orioles as they score 4, sending 9 men to the plate. Jonathan Scope with a line drive laser beam home run to the bullpen. And then Adam Jones followed with a home run to left. And the Orioles now with a 6-1 lead. To you by American Standard Heating and Air. Go to midatlanticcomfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you. Oriole Park at Camden Yards, 6-1 O's. As the Orioles utilizing the long ball tonight. Jones and Scope go back to back in the 5th inning. Adam has 2 home runs tonight, and Jonathan a 3-run blast. So Miley back out there. He had Alec Asher warming behind him last inning, but then got a double play ball to end the threat. And a little bit low to Marcus Semien, who leads off. Semien 0 for 2. Jed Lowry's on deck, and then Chris Davis.
A nice crooked number for Wade Miley to work with. Should be more aggressive in the strike zone now.
Down the line, Smith gets to it, but can't make a play.
Forgot to put his glove out. The ball almost hit him in the foot. Went a long way for that baseball not to come up with it. Well, take a look here. Good effort getting over there, but man, just drops right in front of him. A little frustrated getting all that way and not coming down with the out.
He's playing over towards the right center gap, so it was a long run, but the ball bounced right by him.
Yeah.
1-2 on the swing and the miss. Marcus Semien was drafted by the White Sox in 2011, then traded to Oakland, and for him it was a homecoming because he's from Berkeley and he played in college at Cal Berkeley. So Berkeley's what, about 20 minutes from Oakland?
Yeah,
heading east.
At all.
26 years old. The Athletics got him for Jeff Samardzija, who was traded from Oakland to the White Sox. Another 3-2 count for Miley. Foul out of play.
That's the point in the ball game. You get this nice lead. Boy, walks will just kill you.
Check swing. They appeal to first. He went. Ted Barrett rings him up. So Miley gets the call there on the check swing. His 5th strikeout, 1 away.
Simeon might have hurt his hand on that take here. Hard slider cutter coming in. Tries to hold up. Drop the bat. And, oh no, that's strike 3.
Yeah, no argument because I think he knew he swung.
Yeah.
Almost hurt his wrist trying to hold up. Jed Lowry now 0 for 2. This guy's that to right. Smith back on it. That ball carries, and that ball gets out of here. So Lowry going the opposite way, a solo home run. That makes it 6-2. And again, it's another one of those nights at Camden Yards. 90% humidity at first pitch. And the ball will fly here in the summer when the humidity's that high. And we've seen now 4 home runs in this game.
Well, we talked about Jed Lowry and his highest line drive percentage. This one, he gets underneath it a little bit more. It's a little higher launch angle. Instead of picking up another double where he's one of the best in the American League at, he drives a home run. Solo shot right field.
A 6-2 game in the 6th inning. Chris Davis pops up the first pitch he sees. Chris Davis at first will make the catch, retiring Chris Davis. And 2 down. Fans, we invite you to join the Orioles and Catholic Relief Services in the fight against hunger on Saturday, September 2nd. It'll be held from 10 a.m. until noon at the warehouse here at Oriole Park. Through the 25,000 meal challenge, for every 50 cents raised, CRS will provide 1 meal to our underfed global neighbors and fund projects to help families support themselves. Now, to register a team or to make a donation to the 25,000 meal challenge, visit Orioles.com/CRS.
I'll tell you what, you make a team, you're going to have some fun. I mean, it's a feel-good situation. You pack the foods, they ship them off in the boxes, and they count the totals as you go. And it's a lot of fun. The group of people there obviously care about humanity and helping people around the world. So a very good event.
Yeah, I like the gong every time they reach the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is a Catholic Relief Services, a wonderful organization, and the Orioles partnered up with them. Yeah, it really is a fun event. Great way to spend the Saturday morning.
Yeah,
this will be the 3rd. They had the 2nd one here, and there was one in Sarasota in spring training.
Exactly.
2-0 on Ryan Healy, who's 1 out of 2 with a single and a run scored. Healy's just 25 years old. And his pattern on this Oakland team, all young players.
Nice pitch there from Miley. Nice little cut fastball down at the bottom of the zone. Almost hear the bat swing through. Good late movement on the end.
Lowry, the old man of this team at 33, has homered this inning. Rajay Davis is actually the oldest position player. He's 36. Lowry 33, right behind him. Now 2-2 the count on Ryan Healy with the bases empty and 2 down. And he got him. So Miley gets another strikeout. There's number 6. Athletics get a run mid-6th, 6-2 Birds.
Rays, and Adam Jones gets the team on the board. Solo shot, 102 miles an hour off the bat, 392 feet away. Orioles in need of a big play. Bases loaded, 1 out. Scope comes up with the big double play, unassisted, cutting it across the diamond. Helped Miley get out of a jam, and then they needed a big hit, and who comes up to bat but Jonathan Scope. How about this rocket? Only 15 degrees off the bat, ending up in the Orioles bullpen. 3-run shot. Jonathan Scope picking up his 27th home run. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. A new pitcher coming in out of the A's bullpen, Liam Hendricks. This will be his 54th appearance. Picked up 3 wins with a 5.29 earned run average. 62 punchouts in 49 1/3. Tells me he's got a big arm, and he does. A fastball mid to high 90s, holding opponents down to that 255 batting average. He's given up the 6 long balls out of the pen. He also has the slider, curve, and change to go along with it, but loves the heater. Primarily fastballs to both lefties and righties.
28-year-old from Australia. He'll face Seth Smith leading off. Beckham and Machado to follow. And there's a strike. Well, the Orioles have hit their 2 check marks in what they like to do in games. They have 48 wins when they score 4 or more. So check there. They're 48-21 in those games. And they have 48 wins when they homer. Only 12 wins all year without a home run. And that shouldn't be surprising. That's how they're built.
Yeah, exactly.
They're built for power. They're built for those big innings like they had in the 5th when they scored 4. Smith walked and scored in the rally in the 5th inning. He got it going. Real good moving pitch inside at 95.
Big fastball there. Tough to get to, up and in. And Smith actually a nice short swing there, but still a little extra life on that heater. See how it cut across and ended up a good 3 inches on the inside edge.
Liam Hendricks began his big league career with Minnesota. He debuted 4 games in 2011. Originally, he was a starter, but he's been exclusively a reliever now since 2015 when he pitched in Toronto.
Yeah, since going to the bullpen, his fastballs gained a few miles an hour on velocity. They're a good one, 95 at the top of the zone. Take a look, trying to target up and in. But, up middle worked just fine as well.
Well, in the rally in the 5th inning, Matt Chapman made an error on a slow roller by Machado, and that helped the Orioles out. Here's Tim Beckham, who was 1 out of 3, singled in the 3rd. For Beckham, his 36th hit as an Oriole in 20 games. And as Mike pointed out, the Chapman error was Oakland's 100th of the year. So we were curious, is that an occurrence that happens often, 100 errors? Well, how about this? Last year, 2016, 10 of the 30 teams in the major leagues had 100 or more errors. 10, a third of the team.
Wow.
That's astounding to me. 10 of the 30. The Athletics do it in 125 games. The 2016 Brewers had 100 errors or more in their first 125 games. And the Athletics did that in 2015. They're the last American League team. 100 errors in 125 games. Center field, that chases Powell. And he gets there for the out. 2 down. Now, I'm not sure how good the field conditions were, but the major league record is held by the 1883 Philadelphia Quakers, 99-game season. The Quakers that year committed 639 errors in 99 games. Now, maybe they didn't have gloves. I don't know. 1883. 639 errors in 99 games.
Had some low earned run averages. All those errors.
Well, there's one way to look at it. Now, the modern record since 1901 was set in 1901. The Tigers committed 410 errors in 136 games. Wow. So by comparison, the Athletics 100 errors now, really no big deal when you compare it to those two. Of course, Bob Melvin doesn't appreciate all the extra outs and extra base runners.
Well, field's much better. And the ball's probably more consistent. Gloves are better. Athletes are better nowadays. I don't know. I really don't think there's an excuse for that many errors at the major league level, you know. Although they are bringing a lot more young guys up. Of course, the Oakland A's, seems like they're always in that rebuilding phase. So you're going to get those inconsistencies with the younger players.
Well, the Giants last year committed the fewest in baseball. They had 72. The Orioles committed 80 for the full season. It was last year. The Orioles came into this game with 70 errors. In fact, the Orioles have been in a little bit of a fielding slump. They have 10 errors in their last 10 games. Usually the Buck Showalter teams, that is a staple. You know they're going to play good defense.
Yeah.
And he fouls it back.
Well, part of the inconsistencies we've been witnessing with this team this year. Seeing it offensively, defensively, pitching. Trying to tighten things up here the last month and a half of the season.
And he just got a piece. And he reached on the error by Chapman in the 5th inning. It was a tough play, but he had to play. Slow roller towards third, and with a runner on at first, Chapman was a little indecisive, and instead of just attacking that ball and getting Machado at first, he bobbled it, and then it fell at his feet. There's a chopper to third. Chapman plays this one and easily gets Machado. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Liam Hendricks. We head to the 7th, 6-2 Birds. AT Cricket Wireless, something to smile about. Cricket, something to smile about. Well, when you hit all those home runs, there's a lot of smiling going on the bench. Adam Jones has 2. Jonathan Scope has 1. Manny Machado is 26 for the year, and Tim Beckham's hanging out down there hoping it rubs off on him.
Oh, yeah. Well, his home run total's getting up there as well. He's going to surpass 20. About 100 home runs between all those guys. Gentry out in right field now for the O's. Tighten up the D a little bit. The 4-run lead.
And Miley back out there at 94 pitches. Here's Chad Pinder, and he'll take low. 1-1. Santiago Casillas up in the Oakland bullpen. And Darren O'Day getting loose for the O's. So after escaping the jam in the 5th, when it was a 2-1 game, Oakland had the bases loaded and 1 down. He got that big double play off the bat of Rajai Davis. Miley's still out there trying to get through 7 innings. The Orioles' last starter to go 7 innings was Kevin Gausman, the first game in Seattle on August 14th. It was last Monday. Miley, his last 7-inning start was against the Athletics on August 10th. And for Miley, he has just that one start of at least 7 innings in his last 14 starts.
Yeah.
Prior to the start in Oakland, you have to go back to June 1st when he pitched 7 innings against Boston.
Well, it's not easy to back it up either against a team you just recently faced, and Miley doing that, throwing a gem right here to start this 3-game set off.
And there's a leadoff walk as Miley continues walking batters. That is his 4th of the night. MLB.com at bat, your #1 mobile app for live Orioles baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. You can get Orioles home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. So Miley leaves. He goes 6 innings plus 1 batter, and a nice ovation by the crowd as Miley gives the Orioles a chance to win.
Strong performance against the Oakland A's. He's had their number throughout his career, but last 2 starts have been exceptional. Take a look here. High fastball as Davis goes down. But working the inside corner is the key to his game. He was on it tonight, working the straight fastball, the cut fastball, and then the slider down and into all the righties. Pretty solid line right here, and Buck Showalter would take this every time out if Wade Miley could do it. 6 strong innings, the 5 hits, 2 earned runs on the board. Yeah, 4 walks, but 6 punch outs for Wade Miley, and he steps away on the winning end potentially of this one. Darren O'Day now in 49th appearance, couple wins, 411 earned run average, and holding opponents to 200 overall with the lefties. Boy, has he been on this year, just 175.
And he'll face Matt Chapman, the first batter. Again, this Athletics lineup stacked with right-handed batters. Jed Lowry, the #3 hitter, is a switch hitter, and Boog Powell, the #9 batter, a lefty. But there are 3 lefties on the bench if Bob Melvin elects to pinch hit. Chapman an RBI double in the 2nd. He's 1 out of 2. So Day inherits the runner on at first. Pinder. Richard Blyer now getting loose. It may be for Boog Powell if the Athletics mount a rally here. Darren got in the game yesterday, 2/3 of an inning. He's allowed just 1 run in his last 9 appearances, covering 9 1/3 innings. And he's put together now 4 consecutive scoreless appearances. Bunt, pretty good one, but it rolls foul. Hit the grass and rolled foul.
There you go. Reed Machado playing back a little bit. An opportunity to put some pressure on the Orioles O'Day and the defense. But just kicking off the edge. Grass cut a little tighter down the line. If it falls off the grass, it's typically going to go foul.
Well, the starters hanging out together as usual on the bench. So Chris Tillman and Dylan Bundy there with Miley. One and two on Chapman. Backs him off with a fastball.
Good pitch right there from Darren O'Day. Moving him back a little bit. Feet a little uncomfortable. Open up that outside corner. A little more susceptible to the breaking ball.
Right field for Gentry. Ball carries back almost to the warning track on this muggy night. One down as O'Day gets Chapman. Bruce Maxwell will come off the bench. He's the left-handed hitting catcher, so he'll pinch hit for Dustin Garneau. Of course, these strict platoons can work against you. If Bob Melvin empties his bench with left-handed batters, the Orioles closer happens to be left-handed. And Zach Britton might have all these extra left-handers in there. But this is how they play it. They love the analytics.
Not going to be too many opportunities left for this A's team.
Maxwell's been really struggling at the plate. An extended slump. There's a strike, 1-1. Since the All-Star break, he's gone 11 for 75. That's a 147 batting average. He has 5 hits in his last 25 at-bats. And there are the splits. A little bit better against the righties from the left side. And he misses inside.
Showing some patience right now, not trying to do too much. No real tell with the body. Just kind of a statue right now. Not giving O'Day or Castillo any kind of read.
Runner at first, 1 down. Real good breaking ball. It started out as a ball and then broke right back on the corner.
Yeah, such great command of the slider. The ability to bring it backdoor on the left-handers. And he can work it inside to the lefty as well. He can play like a cutter. He's going to tie some lefties up big time with that pitch.
The 2-2. Weak ground ball past the mound. Beckham is there. He'll step on the base, fire to first. There's a double play. So that erases the leadoff walk. O'Day nearly grabbed that ball, and it got by him for the double play that ends the inning. Our Honda do-ups as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Schoop, Jones, and by Hyundai. The Hyundai Summer Clearance Event is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. There's the Jim Palmer statue in Legends Park. Orioles leading at 6-2, and new pitcher comes on. Here is Santiago Casilla.
Take a look at his numbers on the year. This will be his 49th appearance, 4.47 earned run average, and you see 16 saves. Yeah, he has been a closer for the Athletics, but poor performance kind of kicked him out of that role. Opponent's hitting .262 overall. He has given up the 6 long balls, and he was on a nice little run here recently. He was putting up some zeros, but last time out gave up a 3 spot to the Kansas City Royals. See, the first batter faced .205. Pretty good arm though, knows how to pitch, has all 4, the fastball, curveball, slider, and the change.
Chad Pinder moves in from right field to shortstop. Semion's out of the game. Matt Olson goes to right field, and the catcher is Maxwell, who pinch hit for the catcher Garneau. So Matt Olson in right, Boog Powell in center, Rajay Davis still in left. The infield third to first is Chapman, Pinder, Lowry, and Healy, with Maxwell now catching. Just one player left on that Oakland bench. That is Matt Joyce, the veteran outfielder. Jonathan 1 out of 3 with a 3-run home run that got out of here into the Orioles bullpen, just getting over the fence.
Oh, I think if it would have hit the fence, it might have knocked it down. Hit it so hard. You don't see many home runs that are launch angles around 15 degrees and lower.
Brad Brock getting loose to work the 8th. 0-2 on Scope. And he's down on strikes, so Casilla gets a strikeout, 1 away. Let's get a look at our Lexus of Towson drives of the game as Adam Jones comes up.
Yeah, some real good swings here from Adam. Look at him spinning on this one. First home run of the ball game. How about his 3rd against Smith this season? He turns and burns on another fastball in. This one just getting over the wall. Another ace swing from Adam Jones.
Drive of the game presented by Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer for 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. Adam has a perfect night going, as you see, 3 for 3. His 38th multi-hit game of the year. Jonathan Scope leads the Orioles with 42 multi-hit games. Can you say 4 for 4? Adam Jones with a single to right field.
Oh, that's a pretty good day right there for Adam Jones. Couple home runs, couple lousy singles. This one going the other way. But once again, complete control of the body and the bat head. Pretty good 2-seam fastball here. Man, look at that. Look at the balance Adam Jones is showing. So impressed with the lack of head movement. Both eyes on the baseball and the clean bat path. Man, looking good.
Here's Mancini, who takes ball 1. Adams' last 4-hit game was back on July the 23rd against the Astros right here at Camden Yards. He's 4 for 4 tonight. Mancini with a single his last at bat that snapped his 0 for 14. One and one. Ball on a strike on Mancini. Well placed fastball.
Yeah, it was nice 2-seamer there. That was at hard 95 miles an hour, and actually catching that inside corner. Mancini looking to turn and burn on a pitch on the inner third, and that thing works just off the inside corner, maybe 2 or 3 inches in there.
1 and 2 with Jones at first and 1 down. Mancini fortunate that ball went foul. In fact, he made such weak contact he didn't know where the ball was. He thought it was going fair, and he's, where is it?
Actually almost hit him. Bounced up and over that shoulder.
It was a real good pitch for Casilla, way out in front. 1-2 the count with one down. The ball's blooped to right field. Long run over for Olsen. Can't get there, but it's foul. Just foul. Orioles trying to get closer to 500. To win tonight, they'd be back within 3 of 500. They won the first game of the homestand with that big comeback on Friday night, Manny's grand slam. And a youngster has a souvenir. That's a great memory.
Yeah, good stuff there.
And he loves J.J. Hardy. He's not a bad guy to follow.
No. On his way back too, right? Started a rehab assignment down in Norfolk.
Yeah, he playing tonight. Oh, that hit him. Mancini will collect himself and get down to first. He doesn't want Richie to say anything.
Gives him the wave off after almost getting undressed right there. Fastball coming in hot. Not to unbutton the jersey. He actually squares him up pretty good right in the stomach. Man.
Oh, right under the number 16.
Man, that'll take your breath away.
6th time that Mancini's been hit by a pitch this year. Now he's been on base 3 times now, hit by a pitch, a walk, and a single.
Not going to be an easy way back, that's for sure.
So that moves Adam to second base in the scoring position. Mancini at first for Chris Davis. 1 out of 2 plus a walk. And Davis now with a 3-game hitting streak with his base hit tonight. He has 11 hits his last 27 at bats. That's a little more of the stickum. You don't see the pine tar rags anymore.
They're around every now and then. Brady Anderson brought one out for the home run derby.
That's right, he did. Well, that's all he knows. He doesn't know all the new stuff. A ball and a strike on Chris. Davis 2 for 6 head to head against Casilla. And a good take. 2-1 the count. Jones at second, Mancini at first. And there's the shift with Pinder, the shortstop, on the second base side and trying to keep Adam Jones close at second base. Upstairs, ball 3.
And some problems with some command. I'm worried about the power.
Asher has joined Brad Brock.
Mixing up his pitches, but staying well off that outside corner to crush Davis.
Swings through a fastball, 3-2. The Athletics made the trade with the Nationals, sending 2 relievers to the Nats to get Blake Trinan, who is now their closer. Casilla had been handling those duties, but now it's Trinan. So here's Casilla in the 7th inning. And the 3-2, he got him. Another fastball and well placed, 2 men down.
And taking it up to the top of the zone. 94-mile-an-hour heater. Working that outside edge pretty consistently against Chris Davis. This one riding up and out of the top of the zone. Crusher trying to get a piece of that one.
Here's Mark Trumbo. Mark a single in 2 official at bats, also has an RBI and a sac fly, his first sac fly of the year.
It's kind of amazing, isn't it? All year long.
Especially for a proven run producer. You know, guys like Trumbo, that they got a guy at third and one down or none down. That's almost an automatic.
Yeah.
Thiago Casilla.
The Orioles wouldn't mind another tack on run or two here. Big 2-out hit. Just keep the offense up.
Too tight. See Adam at second base. Lowry's trying to keep him close. Pinder in the shift was over there. Now he's back at shortstop. Mancini not being held, getting a big lead off first. There's a big hole on the right side because of Lowry paying so much attention to Adam Jones. And a bouncer, and Casilla gloves. So he'll get it to first and works out of it. And the Orioles strand two. Base hit, a hit batter. We are through 7 at Camden Yards. Orioles with a 6-2 lead. Well, in honor of today's solar eclipse, we're going to recognize James Bottomley, who had the nickname, Mike, Sonny Jim. 16-year career. He's in the Hall of Fame. 313 hits. He had 227 hits with the Cardinals to lead the National League. His only 200-hit season. But you see, a two-time world champion. He played in 4 World Series in that 16-year career. So, Sonny Jim on the day of the solar eclipse.
Is that where you got your nickname from?
Sonny Jim?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was my nickname, but I like it. So after all these years, you recognize my personality. Bright and sunny.
All right. Brad Brock in the ball game. Take a look at the numbers here. Opponents just hitting the 197 off Brad Brock. Yeah, some pretty good stuff. Swing and miss stuff. All 3 pitches. And of course, the deceptive delivery adds to that. Big time fastball, mid-90s. That turbo change and the tight slider. First batters, not much luck, just 149.
And Brad will go to work on Boog Powell, the number 9 batter. Fouls it back. Brad was the losing pitcher in yesterday's game, allowing a run after the Orioles tied the game at 4. He's now 3-4, as you saw. He has been tagged with 2 losses in his last 3 appearances, including August 11th in Oakland, when he allowed 2 runs, 1 earned on 3 hits. That was the second game in that series. It looked like the Orioles were going to make it back-to-back wins, and then they came and rallied against Brad. It's one of those rare off nights for Brock.
Yeah, the Orioles had definitely taken 3 of 4 out there, but there was potential there to sweep the A's. Would have made that road trip look a lot better. But that's just the way things have been going. Talked about the inconsistencies at the beginning of the game.
Powell fouls it off to stay alive. He's been up to bat twice. He has walked twice. Changeup misses inside, so the count evens 2-2. Real good night for Wade Miley. Quality start, 6 innings plus 1 batter, just 2 runs on 5 hits. Worked around 4 walks. He got a couple of big double play balls. And the one in the 5th inning was very big. It ended the inning. Got him out of a bases loaded jam. That ball is hit deep to right field, and Gentry's going to watch it go. That is onto the flat cord for Boog Powell. His first home run, and he hits it at Camden Yards.
Wow. Brad Brock had him with a mistake with 2 strikes. It's Boog Powell picking up his first home run career here at Camden Yards. Ooh. The irony. Take a look at the pitch here. That's 5 real good pitches until this 6th pitch. He's staying up in the zone and giving him a chance. He doesn't miss it, putting it up with the flags.
So that makes it 6-3. Remember last year, Brad went through a little bit of a funk in August, and then he found it again and finished real strong in September.
Yeah, I do.
Strike call on the check swing, so it's 0-2. Davis not only 0 for 3, he has bounced into 2 double plays.
Which probably doesn't happen too often. But,
got good speed.
Yeah, real good speed.
Protecting the outside corner and fights it off.
Oh, nice slider there. Starts off as a strike and works well off the outside corner, and Davis just starts committing too soon and ends up having to stick with the swing, but somehow finding a way to get a piece of it, get the AB going.
1-2 on Rajai Davis. And he got him. Foul tip held by Castillo. Castillo able to glove it. So 1 down.
Challenge right there. Fastball. 96. Hit it if you can. Up at the top of the zone. A little slider helps that fastball.
So here is Matt Olson, his first at bat. He took over for Marcus Semien, with Pinder coming in from right field to play shortstop for Semien. That one gets away from Castillo, back to the screen, 1-0. Couple of right-handers, Castro and Brady. Simon Castro and Michael Brady. That ball's hit hard. Gentry hustling over, plays it off the wall. Olson's thinking 2, and here's the throw. He is out at second base. Beckham got him.
What a throw.
And I'm not sure down in the 8th you want to gamble. That ball was hit so hard, Gentry got to it in a hurry.
Yeah, you definitely don't. Especially with these wheels. I mean, that ball smoked out to right field, but how about the throw? And a nice tag by Beckham. Tell you what, J.J. Hardy was out on the field early with Beckham working on some throws from the outfield, how to receive the ball and put the tag down. That's perfect there. But a great throw by Greg Gentry.
Yeah, this was the other day right here at Camden Yards where Hardy helping Beckham on exactly that play, that type of play.
Getting the throws in from the outfield, proper positioning so you can apply a good tag. And you see here taking one from left field, just making sure he's got the feet in the right position. And Hardy showing take that throw from right center field or right field. Boy, Beckham a quick student there. That's a great tag down. Come up with a big second out.
The replay we saw looked like he got him. But late in the game, if you're Bob Melvin, you may as well challenge. Angel Hernandez, the second base umpire, making the call. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, on the left.
Greg Gentry brought in for defensive purposes. Coming in and potentially coming up big. Take a look, glove getting down. Oh, yeah.
He got him. Foot went airborne. He got him before the foot hit the base. So this should not be overturned if New York is seeing what we're seeing. You applaud the hustle, but you got to question the decision when you're down by 3 in the 8th inning and outs are precious.
Get that right.
Especially how hard he hit that ball.
Yeah, smoked it hard down that right field line. Gentry with good speed, and he was all over that baseball. But I just think he got out there in no man's land and said, I got to go. And, underestimating the arm strength.
Taking a long time here.
And usually that means inconclusive, right? Boom.
Well, it has to be definitive. That's what they tell us. Adam hanging out, talking to Jet Ruiz. He's in the bullpen. Adam's such a friendly guy.
Yeah.
And he's out, so the call stands. Gentry gets an assist.
Oh, nice play. After a home run this inning. Real defense coming up big to shut it down. Kind of squelching a little rally.
Second base runner out on the bases for Oakland in this game. Pender was gunned down at the plate on Chapman's double back in the second. So each right fielder, Smith and now Gentry, have an assist in this game. So Beckham can thank J.J. Hardy maybe for some of the technique on that play.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a fabulous teammate to go out there and help a colleague who next year may have his job. That is a foul ball. Ted Barrett says foul. That looked like it hit fair, but it bounced in the infield, so this is not challengeable. You cannot challenge a foul ball in the infield.
Take a look here. We're jumping on a first pitch again.
No, it was foul. Regardless of what Lowry thinks.
Yeah.
Ted Barrett got the call right.
Looking down at that ball mark right there. Making sure. See his eyes go down. Making sure that ball hit foul.
I wonder why on the challenge system you're allowed to challenge fair, foul in the outfield but not in the infield. Don't they count just as much?
Yeah. Due to time restraints, they won't be challenging the balls on the infield.
Can you get some answers for tomorrow about that? All your contacts you have at the league office?
Yeah, they won't listen to me. That's for sure.
I mean, of course, that play, the play was right in front of the umpire. He got it right, but on the challenge system, that if it was close or questionable, the manager has no recourse. You can't challenge those. Ted Barrett's a good umpire, by the way. He is the crew chief of this crew. So 1-2 on Lowry. Brock trying to get this final out of the inning and keep it a 3-run game. Fouls it back. Good Lowry, a pesky hitter.
Yeah, he's really become a professional hitter. He had a real good year a couple years ago. And, to be doing this far along in his career, second in the American League in doubles, 38 doubles in this ball game.
Center field for Adam Jones. He goes over towards left center, will glide to it, and he makes the catch. So Brock gets out of it without any further damage. Mid-8th, Orioles with a 6-3 lead. Game 2 of the 3-game series. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest. Then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
We'll take a look at tomorrow's pitchers. Paul Blackburn for the Oakland A's. Another right-handed pitcher that doesn't really throw too hard. So Oriole offense going to show some patience. Again tomorrow, Baldo Jimenez looking up for his 6th win of the year. And try to keep the starters pitching strong. Wade Miley, gem today, going to 6 strong innings. Look at Ubaldo right there, studying the A's hitters. And Michael Bradley now in out of the A's bullpen. 3rd stint this season, just recalled with the Athletics. This will be his 10th game, .437 earned run average. Really loves to throw his cutter fastball combination. Does have a change and a curve to go along with it, but really loves to play the cutter off the fastball. First batter's all over him. 5 for 9 at a .556 clip.
6-3 game, which means it is a save opportunity unless the Orioles get 1 run here in the 8th. Here's Wellington Castillo. Gentry's on deck, and then Beckham. Alec Asher with Zach Britton, so Zach comes on if it's a save, and Asher would come on if the Orioles get a run. And this pop foul, that'll be back in the crowd, out of play. So Brady comes on. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Athletics in this game. The starter Chris Smith went 4 1/3, Dull 2/3, then Hendricks and Casilla an inning each. This is the 3rd time this year Brady's been with the Athletics. He was called up again on August the 11th. And he's made 1 appearance since coming back, and it was against the Orioles.
Yeah.
August the 11th. August the 12th, excuse me. The day after he came back. Here's a strike. Borderline pitch, 2-2. Oakland in the ninth. Chris Davis, Ryan Healy, and Chad Pinder are due up. There's only one hitter on the bench, Matt Joyce. Unlikely you'll see him against Britton if Britton's in there. Now 2-2 on Castillo. Ball 3.
Might have been close there if the catcher had held on to it. A little clank on a borderline pitch. Won't help you get in the call.
Castillo has seen Brady 3 times. He's 0 for 3 against him. That ball is hit deep to center field. Back it goes towards the bullpen, and that ball is gone into the Orioles bullpen. A big add-on run for Castillo and the Birds, who now lead at 7-3.
What a swing right there. Tough pitches on the outside corner, and makes a mistake and leaves this one all over the dish. Castillo sending that ball to its home out in the bullpen. 13th home run of the season for Castillo.
And what a night for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Riddell Cook of Annapolis. Another $500. 4 home runs hit by the Orioles in this game tonight. Their 49th multi-home run game. And Castillo was hitless on the night. He joins the hit parade. The Birds now have 10 hits. Here's Gentry.
Take a look at the swing here. Ends up being about a center cut pitch, belt high. Another perfect swing. Boy, direct to the baseball. Great extension through that ball as well. A little extra pop.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Gentry took over for Seth Smith defensively. Seth was 0 for 2 with a walk, also scored a run. Gentry's got a 5-game hitting streak going, which is pretty tough. Quite often he gets 1 at bat.
Yeah, right.
Strike 3 called on the inside corner.
It's locked up on in there after a couple pitches on the outer edge. Think he's just going to expand out there. Gentry thinking about the outside corner. Sneaks 94 in there.
Alec Asher now getting loose as soon as that baseball off the bat of Castillo hit the Orioles bullpen. Zach Britton took his glove and went and sat down. No longer a save situation. Here's Tim Beckham getting a 5th at bat. He has spoiled the Orioles with his terrific start that when he has only 1 hit, you feel like he had an off night. He has 12 multi-hit games in his first 19 games with the Orioles. Just an amazing start.
Well, what I like to see, and I know Buck Showalter and Bobby Dickerson do too. That nice tag out there. That's something he's just every day out working on his defense, trying to get better and better.
Center field, but playable. Boog Powell is there. And 2 down here in the Oriole 8th. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. So that's the elf in the shelf from Christmas. He's getting an early start.
Oh my gosh. Good stuff. Christmas in August.
There's Manny, who's 0 for 4, but he reached on an error and scored in the 4-run 5th inning. Goes now with a 7-3 lead. Manny's 9-game hitting streak is on the line. Takes a strike on the corner, 1-1.
too big right there for Manny. Do some damage. Jonathan Scope got him fired up. Scope taking the home run lead. These guys starting to get competitive with the numbers here in August. Manny tied him up at 26. Scope hits his 27.
That ball's blooped to right. Olsen is over, and he's got it for the out. So the Orioles are done in the 8th, but they get a big insurance run as Wellington Castillo gets it to 1. Michael Brady left it out over the plate, and Castillo's 13th makes it a 7-3 game. By Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Legends Park at Camden Yards on this lovely Monday evening with a 7-3 Orioles lead, looking to get the opener of the series. And here's Alec Asher, Mike, on his return to the O's.
All right, just named International League Pitcher of the Week. Some good numbers down in AAA. Take a look at these numbers here. He's out with the Orioles, 5.53 earned run average in 21 games. This will be his 22nd, but did make 6 starts for the Orioles. Made some important starts as well. Opponent's hitting .264 on the year. The lefty's just .238. Has given up the 9 home runs. First batter, some troubles. 6 for 12.
He last worked for the Orioles on July the 1st against Tampa Bay and got knocked around a bit. Here's Chris Davis to face him. Asher replaced Miguel Castro on the active roster. Castro is away on the bereavement list. Five runs charged to Asher in that outing against Tampa Bay in an inning and 2/3. Davis is hitless on the night. And he gets a strike on the corner.
Got to keep making those good pitches to Davis. Seems like he's hit or miss lately. Low batting average. Had some struggles here recently. The 0 for going in this ball game. Coming into it, he was 0 for 12.
And another call strike on the corner. So 2-2.
One thing Asher was so good at was pitching well when he's up with the big club here with the Orioles. Crisscrossing the corners. Ability to throw that cut fastball on the outer edge and then work a 2-seamer back. A good opportunity here to bring one back.
Breaking ball low, so the count goes full. He has 2 wins for the Orioles. His last win was June the 2nd when he had an outstanding start against Boston. Went 6 1/3 and allowed only 2 runs on 3 hits, including a Pablo Sandoval home run. That's how long ago that was. Sandoval's now with the Giants. Davis fouls it off to stay alive. The only hitter prior to tonight that Asher has seen is Matt Joyce, and he's on the bench. This will be at least a 7.
Matt Joyce right there.
Ground ball to second. Scope has it. He backhands and throws low. Scoop up. Davis can't hold it. So that should be a throwing error on Scope. Yep, that's an error on Jonathan Scope.
Jonathan showing a nice range up the middle of back aim play we've seen him make all year long, but coming up short on the throw. And Chris Davis trying to snatch it out of the air. Does not stick in the glove. Ends up coming off the base.
And here's Ryan Healy, first baseman. Zach Britton, who was up and sat down when Castillo hit the home run, gets back up just in case.
Got to make another pitch like he made on Davis. Nice little two-seamer at the bottom of the zone. Ground ball.
Look out. Healy so late on the swing, he fouled it right over the Orioles dugout. And the count 0-2 on Healy. And again, fights off a good pitch.
Yeah, real good two-seamer, starting on the inside corner, working inside. Yeah, good movement, and then he ends up fouling it down off the leg. Really ran into the Oriole dugout, limped back to first base, and was fouling one off the leg. All bruised up tonight. He's not even a catcher.
Strike three call. Perfect pitch.
Oh, that is a beauty. Talk about bringing back the two-seamer. Runs one in there on the hands and then works the outside corner. Great movement, perfect location. Steele not even moving the glove. Let's that one come back. Catching the edge. Nice pitch.
Here's Chad Pinder, who has been on base all 3 times tonight. Outside for ball 1. Pinder a single, couple of walks. He needed a good night. He came in just 5 for his last 33. Infielders hoping for a ground ball to get a double play and end this game. So 2-0.
Trying to get him reach out there, but Pinder showing some real good patience. Couple walks in this ball game.
Pop them up. Manny and Beckham. And Manny lets Beckham have it. A 2-men are down. Manny called it, and then at the end he said, okay, you can have it.
Got to give way to the shortstop, right? Got priority, Manny.
Oh, he wanted that one.
He did.
Adrian Beltre does that quite a bit with Texas, where he'll call, he'll call, and then he lets Andrews have it.
Exactly. Waiting for one of those to drop because they are always messing around with it.
Well, here's Matt Chapman, the last hope for the Athletics. Strike on the corner. And if you could only bottle that pitch.
Boy, that's a beauty. And Asher's right. He's fun to watch. Nice movement on the cutter. Great location. And you've seen the two-seamer. His command of that pitch. Really good.
And a little bit low, 1-1. Two and one. Chapman has one of the 3 RBIs with his double in the second. The Athletics had a chance to get to Wade Miley in that inning, but Pinder was gunned down at the plate. They were trying to score 2 on the double, and Pinder was gunned down. Smith to Scope to Castillo, and then Garneau. Miley got Garneau on a line out to end the inning, and just like that, the whole complexion of the game changed.
Yeah.
There's a walk, which means it is now a save situation. With the tying run on deck, so we will get Zach Britton as Asher can't get through the inning. Of course, the error wasn't his fault, but the walk with 2 down gets Britton on in the 9th.
For 10 this season, 2.92 earned run average. Has continually brought that earned run average down. Slow start to the season as far as getting hit a little bit. See the opponent average now under 300, 292. He's given up that 1 home run. Of course, that 1 home run came back in Oakland. Zach Britton on, trying to get this last out, pick up another save.
So he inherits first and second with 2 down, and here is Maxwell. So there's a situation that we thought might happen. He pinch hits Maxwell to get a lefty in there against the righty, and now with the game on the line, he has to face Britton. Maxwell has seen Britton only once. Asher hurt by the error by Scope, but the 2-out walk got him out of the game and Britton into the game with a now safe situation. Zach got in the game yesterday, pitched a scoreless inning. And he's actually really getting back into form. He's allowed just 1 run in his last 8 appearances. Actually, last 9 appearances.
Yeah, he's definitely got the feel back for that fastball. Rushing it up there 97, 98 miles an hour, getting extended on the pitch, and that leads to the better movement, late movement at the bottom of the zone.
Here's a chopper to first. Davis waits on it. The underhand toss to Britton, and the Orioles get the opener of this 3-game series. So a good bounce-back win after a tough weekend against the Angels. Britton comes on, gets his man, and gets the save. Adam Jones, a 2-home-run night. Jonathan Scope homered. Wellington Castillo homered. And the Orioles get the opener. Final score at Camden Yards, Baltimore 7, Oakland 3.